When your dog follows you from room to room, it's easy to think you understand it. It feels sweet, maybe a little clingy, maybe even a bit funny from times. But what if that behavior isn't simple at all? What if every step they take behind you is part of something deeper, something wired into them long before you ever met? Because the truth is, your dog isn't just following you. They're communicating something, and most people never stop long enough to really see it. Let's start with the one idea that changes everything. You are not just someone they love. You are their entire world. That's not exaggeration. That's literally how their life is structured. Your dog doesn't have separate priorities or parallel relationships that divide their attention. Their sense of safety, purpose, and connection is centered almost entirely around you. So when they get up every time you move, when they follow you into spaces that don't interest them, it's not because they're bored, it's because their brain is designed to stay close to the one thing that matters most. To them, being near you is not optional, it's stability. And that leads to something most people misunderstand. Your dog isn't just following you, they're positioning themselves in a very specific way. If you pay attention, they don't walk randomly around you. They stay close, often directly behind you, sometimes so close you almost trip over them. That behavior has a purpose. It comes from instinct. In their natural social structure, staying close to the one they're bonded to reduces risk. Distance creates uncertainty, and uncertainty feels unsafe. So they minimize that distance. They stay within reach, within awareness, constantly tracking your movement without needing to think about it. It may look small, but it's one of the clearest signs of how deeply they're attached to you. Now here's something even more subtle. The way your dog follows you actually changes depending on where you are in your home. Most people never notice this, but it reveals a lot about how your dog feels. In the kitchen, they're alert, excited, sometimes even moving ahead of you because they associate that space with rewards. In the bedroom, everything slows down. Their body relaxes, their movements soften, because that space is tied to comfort and your presence. But near the front door, the energy shifts completely. If your dog hesitates there, sits down, or just watches you more closely, that's not random behavior. That's the place where you leave. And even if you always come back, their brain still treats that moment as uncertain. That hesitation is not disobedience, it's emotional memory. There are also moments when your dog follows you more intensely than usual, and this is where things become even more interesting. Maybe they won't leave your side that day. Maybe they sit closer than normal, lean into you, or follow you into rooms they usually ignore. Most people assume they just want attention, but that's not really what's happening. Dogs are incredibly sensitive to human emotional changes. They notice shifts in your energy, your tone, your movement, even subtle changes in your body that you're not aware of. So when something feels off about you, even slightly, their behavior adjusts. They stay closer, not because they need something from you, but because they sense that you might not be okay. They don't understand the problem, but they respond to it anyway. But here's the part almost no one talks about, and it might be the most important one. If your dog has always followed you and suddenly stops, that change matters. If they stay behind, don't get up when you move, or just watch you leave without following, it's not something to ignore. Dogs naturally hide discomfort, so they won't always show clear signs when something is wrong, but they will change their patterns. Following you takes energy and engagement, and when something affects them physically or emotionally, that motivation fades first. So if that shift lasts, even for a short time, it's worth paying attention to, because that quiet change is often the earliest signal they can give you. And finally, there's one moment that reveals more about your bond than anything else, but most people completely overlook it. It happens at the very start of the day, before you speak, before you call them, before you even fully move. What does your dog do the moment you wake up? If they're already awake, already watching you, already ready to move the second you do, that's not coincidence. That's a dog who has aligned their rhythm with yours, who has been quietly waiting for your day to begin. It's not something you trained, it's something they chose. A dog that follows you everywhere isn't just being attached. They've made a decision, over and over again every single day that staying close to you is the most important thing in their world. And the question is, have you really been noticing it?